Hello. Today I wanted to show you how to work another print and cut using an embellishment from My Digital Studio and the Silhouette Studio Designer Edition. So to start, we're going to go to File, Open, and I'm already in the My Digital Studio Components, Embellishments, Designer Kits, and the Blossoms Abound. And these are PNG files. They're not stamped, so they're not SVG, so they're actually PNG, and we'll have to trace them first. So we're going to come down here and get Flower Wreath number 2 and open that up. And there's our shape. And then I'm going to zoom in on that a little bit. Okay, so we want to trace this shape. So we're going to open up our trace window and click on Select Trace Area and draw a box around the shape. And then we're going to increase the high pass and bump the threshold up to usually 50% is good. And then let's take that all the way up to as high as it'll go. And then we're going to do trace. Let's see, is that the one I did? Actually, I think we're going to hit Control Z to undo that. We're going to do trace outer edge. And if we pull away the embellishment, you'll see that that still traces around the outside. Now we're going to take this whole thing and we're going to, I don't want it to cut all those little individual pieces. I want it to cut a nice outline around it. So the next thing I'm going to do is go to the Offset window with this selected and click on Offset. And usually what I do is I take this down to 0 and then I bump it up until I can kind of see that coming out. Normally I just do 0.025, but because this has all those little pieces and parts, I'm going to move this one up to about 0.065. There we go. And then I'm going to take this inner part and delete it. And you'll see that there's still one little piece here that we want to get rid of. So I'm going to choose Release Compound Path, highlight that one piece, delete it, and then I'm just going to select both of those again, right click and choose Make Compound Path, which makes them, keeps them together. Now we need to center this back inside of here. So I'm going to put it generally there, drag to highlight both pieces, come back to our Align window and choose Align Center and Align Middle, and then right click and choose Group. So now that's all one piece that can be cut. And usually what I do so that I don't have to go through this processes again is I go to File, Save to Library, and then I try to call it the same thing it's called in the My Digital Studio program. So I'll call it Blossoms Abound Flower Wreath 2, and then I put the artist is Stampin' Up, and this is a print and cut. So now this, if you come down to your library, whenever you create an image like that, it will show up in your My Own Designs folder. So let's see, I had Blossoms Abound, so here's this one. And I'm going to, I created a folder called Stampin' Up, so I'm going to actually drag that into my Stampin' Up folder. And then I had also done the same thing with the Blossoms Abound Flower number 3, and I actually named this one with SU, so I'm going to drag it into that same folder. Alright, and then when you're ready to use the shape, you can just come down here, select it, and go, let's see, we call it Blossoms Abound, so it's going to be up here. Just double click on that shape and it would get added to your project on top of the other one. So that didn't work out so well. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to, let's see, for now I'm going to close this since I've got my shapes done, and I'm going to close this one, which was the video I did before about the banners. And then I actually I saved a whole file with all of those different pieces and parts.